Robocop 2 is a 1990 film. This was directed by Irvin Kershner. Now, in this movie, we see that Robocop has been the law enforcement in the city for a while now.
Have a seat. This is a bust.
The cops, the normal human cops, are on strike. They're protesting because of the way that they're getting paid and they think they should be treated better. So it's really just Robocop left to try and take care of everything. But when he starts having memory issues, starting to have his feelings come back for his wife and son, he gets taken out by this gang, taken apart, like literally. And so the company decides to make a new Robocop. But this Robocop isn't as good.
I give you Robocop 2.
Now, what I thought of Robocop 2 was, it's not as good as the first one, and it's not that great of a movie either. I will say that I like that Peter Weller came back to play Alex Murphy, to play Robocop, but I just don't really like what they do with Robocop. I mean, at the end of the first film, he got a good amount of his memories back, and he was able to be as human as I think a robot could. But at the beginning of this movie, it's almost like he was reset. He's right back to being just a generic, cold-stoned robot, and when he does have those memories of his wife and kid, and you think they might do something with that when he's driving to his wife's house. No, they just throw that out of the window. Then this gang comes along and kind of easily takes Robocop out, which is a little disheartening to watch. And when you see they just take him apart, they drop him off at the police station, and he's all messed up and he's haywiring and stuff. Maybe the film was going for this whole like, whoa, look how disturbing it is to see Robocop just completely taken apart. And yeah, that's true.
This unit needs millions of dollars in parts. You see, Robocop's off warranty.
But it seems like this was just an opportunity to kind of make Robocop look like a joke. Like when he gets reprogrammed by the company, because of course they don't want him acting like Alex Murphy. And he's not killing anyone. He's trying to talk to kids and telling them to stay in school and do the right thing. He's trying to be a role model. And yeah, maybe you can understand that from the company's point of view. They don't want him to be a killing machine. But when he just gets laughed at and stuff thrown at him by these little kids, you're like, how pathetic.
Ready for duty, partner?
Nothing I'd rather do.
Another thing that's disappointing is that we have Ann Lewis, Alex Murphy's partner from the first film. She's that tough cop who you wanted to see them maybe get that connection back, regain that connection, but this time with him being a robot. That doesn't really happen here. She's sort of just there to be like, hey, remember her from the first movie? As far as the villains in this movie, you have a couple. First, you have this gang of people. The leader is this guy, Kane. He's distributing these drugs that's highly addictive, and that's how he has this army, sort of. And you also see this young kid, maybe 12 years old. And this kid is just a straight-up asshole, a little annoying, but at the same time, there were a couple of scenes where he was trying to take charge and trying to be tough shit that I found funny or amusing. I know some people have issues with watching this kid with a gun or swearing as much as he does. Yeah, I could see that, but I don't know, I didn't really take it that seriously. And I guess it was also interesting to have one of the main villains be a little kid, because Robocop isn't programmed to hurt kids, so he couldn't really do anything to him. The problem with that, though, is that there comes a scene later on where a bunch of stuff happens and the kid is in trouble, and Robocop comes over and they have this sort of nice sentimental moment where we're supposed to feel bad for the kid, and I'm like, I can't really feel bad for this fucker. He was such an asshole throughout this whole film, such a little shit that he deserves this.
I got good news for you. You're gonna have a chance for immortality.
There's this lady that works at the same corporation from the first film. She's trying to make a new product of Robocop. Robocop 2, if you could say that. She wasn't that bad of an actress, but at the end of the day, she kind of was just there. When she gets Kane, the leader of the gang, and she takes his brain, puts him into a robot, and creates a new robot, I couldn't really tell what she was going for. If she did want this robot to go haywire, crazy, and start killing everyone, or if this backfired. And if it did backfire, she didn't really seem too broken up over it. When Kane does become this robot, though, that's where you do get some really good special effects. Dare I say, better special effects than the first film. And the action is pretty decent as well, like at the end where they have the big shootout on the street. The only thing I could say that was decent about this film was the action and the blood and the fact that it still was rated R. I will give the movie that. There's a couple of ideas, like you could tell there was some ideas in this movie that could have worked, could have been interesting. Frank Miller wrote this script. Well, when I say wrote the script, he wrote the screenplay, but apparently they took his script and just kind of took certain things that they wanted but didn't really shoot his script. So Frank Miller, I'm not saying he's the best writer, but he's definitely better than this. So overall, Robocop 2, I won't say it's like a piece of shit or anything. I'm not going to say fuck you. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. I feel like some ideas that are played with in this movie could have been greatly explored, could have been the main focus of this film, like, I don't know, Robocop and his wife. If it wasn't for the action, I really wouldn't care about this movie. As it stands right now, it's sort of just there. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of Robocop 2. Like and subscribe. Later!